I am the Witch of Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a reading about what message your spirit guide has for you. Alright, let's get into it. So we'll start out by picking our oracle cards. There we go, 1 and 2. Three. 4. Let me move these. All right, let's go ahead and flip. We've got a change in the wind. Next is a leg up. And then flexible. And lastly, milk and honey. All right, and then if you'd like to pick with the help of crystals, we've got obsidian for a change in the wind, green aventurine for a leg up, lapis lazuli for flexible, and rose quartz for milk and honey. So I'll give you a minute. Go ahead and find which one you're the most drawn to. We'll find out what message your spirit guide has for you for today. And it's totally cool if you're drawn to more than one. You can watch as many as you'd like. All right, if you need some more time, feel free to pause. But if you're ready, go ahead and go into the description. There will be timestamps for all of the readings, so I'll go ahead and meet you there. Hello! All right, I'm going to give you one more look at this card because this is an interesting one. I was just sitting here looking at it for a minute. A change in the wind. I'm curious about this one. I mean, I'm always curious about all of them, but let's get into shuffling. So as I'm shuffling out these cards, I invite you to take some deep breaths to ground yourself, center yourself. You may notice my setup's a little different. I've been making some little tweaks to the channel, and this is one of them. For one, I am coming from this way, not from this way. Isn't that crazy? But anyway, let's see. What does your spirit guide have to say for you? There's our cards. All right, let's take a look. So we've got 9 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands reversed, Page of Pentacles reversed, 4 of Swords reversed, the Lovers reversed, and the Emperor reversed. All right, so right off the bat, we have this 9 of Pentacles here, which I love to see. I know we've got a lot of reversed cards, but I want you to really keep in mind we have this 9 of Pentacles here, which if you'll see in the card, we have a woman who is harvesting the fruits of her labor, right? And that's what 9 of Pentacles is all about. It's all about, you know, achieving your goal, that like wish fulfillment, that thing that you are working towards. So I think your spirit guide with this reading is just giving us little bits of things you can do in order to really get to this goal if we want to make these changes, which I should say with the change in the wind card, it's very much what it sounds like. I mean, if you can think of like being outside and then all of a sudden you kind of feel this shift, and that's when you like look up and you're like, oh, the sun's coming out, or like, oh, the wind stopped, or like, oh, there's rain coming, or you know, it's that first change, that first sign that something is changing. So I think the things that we're going to talk about in this reading are things that you can do and you can improve on in order to really get that change into high gear, and really so that we can get to this spot. Because I think what the main thing that's keeping you from getting there is this 4 of Swords reversed, and that's a restlessness. That's a, I don't want to say inability, but like you're struggling to calm down, struggling to really just take a step back and rest when you need to. You know, it's kind of like you get in, you know, you finish your work for the day and then you like are sitting down, maybe having your dinner, getting into bed, whatever, and then you're kind of like, oh, wait, I need to do this one thing. Okay, let me do that and then I'll rest. Okay, I did that. But wait, let me do this other thing. Okay, I'll do that and then, okay, now I'm good. Now I can relax. It's like really struggling to be able to do that. Which, what does that lead to? It leads to burnout. It doesn't really help in the long run, right? So keep that in mind. Here we've got this 6 of Wands above, reversed, above the Lovers reversed, which reminds me, side note with all of this, I've been putting out a bunch of YouTube shorts recently, which have just been a bunch of little videos that really go in depth with each card and what each of them means. So I have a lot of them out, but I still have a lot to go. So far I do have the Lovers and the Emperor. So if you're curious about those cards, or if you're just feeling particularly drawn to them, I highly recommend you go check those out. Or if you're just curious about any of the cards, go ahead and take a look at those. So anyway, with the 6 of Wands reversed, that's really about a lack of confidence in your own self and your own abilities. But I think it's interesting having this Lovers reversed here, because the Lovers reversed is all about an imbalance. An imbalance, or like a disharmony. I'm getting this feeling that you're being harsh with yourself, thinking that it'll help you, but it's not. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I hate when like I finally sit down to film and then somebody's on their lawnmower. I'm sorry if there's pauses in this. I don't have any other time to film this, so. Anyway, I'm trying to say, I feel like with the 6 of Wands and the Lovers, just this part right here, you are being harsh with yourself in an attempt to like motivate yourself, you know, being like, oh, I'm not, you know, doing well with this. I'm being lazy. I need to work harder, you know, or whatever. But that's not helping you. I think you're doing too much of that. And maybe that's not even necessarily coming from yourself, but maybe there's just this, I don't know, I just feel like there's this like subconscious idea that you have. That you're like, well, if I just, you know, be harsh with myself and expect a lot out of myself, then that's what's going to motivate me to do really well. And maybe that works for some people, but I feel like your spirit guide here is telling you, like, don't do that. Or at least if you are try and tone it down. I think you need that balance of like, you know, holding yourself accountable and being like, hey, I said I was going to do this and I didn't. Or, hey, I treated this person like this and that's not okay. You know, like checking yourself like that, but also still being compassionate with yourself. Still, you know, being kind to yourself and understanding and giving yourself that room to grow instead of just immediately being like, yeah, I messed that up. I'm so dumb. Why did I do that? You know. And I'm noticing that we've got the Six of Wands guy looking over at this Page of Pentacles as well, who's also reversed. Page of Pentacles reversed is somebody who is lazy, who is immature, who is foolish, dumb, you know, somebody who is overambitious, you know. So I think the Six of Wands is just looking at this and being like, oh, I really don't want to be that. I gotta stop that. And I think the way of doing it is kind of saying like, you're not good enough. You know, you need to be better. You're being dumb with this. Why are you being so dumb with this? You're asking too much. You're setting too high of goals. You know, all of that negative small talk. I think he's just scared of being like that. And part of that reason, it looks like, is the Emperor reversed. And the Emperor reversed is all about being too controlling, being too dominant. I mean, it's like if you think of, I don't know, like a cartoonishly evil dictator, right? That's kind of how I think of the Emperor reversed, of course. Like needing to control every single little thing and not necessarily being compassionate and understanding and leaving room to grow, right? So it's like, yeah, I can absolutely understand why, you know, anybody would say like, hey, why did I do that? Hey, that was kind of dumb. Hey, I need to stop being lazy. But it's like, I think with this Lover's reverse is kind of telling you like, you can only do so much of that, you know? Like hey, that was wrong of me to do, but I understand why I did it and let's go ahead and fix that. So maybe your spirit guide is letting you know that in your head, you know, when I see Lover's reverse, I also just think of imbalance, disharmony, like I said, right? So I think your spirit guide is letting you know that in your head, things have been very out of balance, right? Maybe there's been a lot or too much negativity. So I think if you can just pause and like recognize when you're being the Six of Wands reverse, you know, talking yourself down, just like acknowledge that and say like, hey, okay, I can feel that way, but how can I balance that with also a more positive thought or just something at least a little more encouraging? Speaking of encouraging, let's pull another card. What's an encouraging thought you can tell yourself when you catch yourself being the Six of Wands reversed? What more positive thought can you keep in mind? King of Swords. Okay. That's interesting. All right, so King of Swords is somebody who is very smart. He's an intellectual. So maybe it would help you in this case to try and intellectualize it, right? Maybe, for example, you know, if you set a goal for yourself and you didn't hit that goal, you know, just kind of cognitively understand like, okay, I didn't hit that goal. That sucks, but let me figure out why I didn't hit it, what I can do, and just move on, you know? There's no point in wallowing in all of that, right? So I think just coming at it from a logical perspective and then being able to just move on, right? I'm imagining this King of Swords kind of like cutting the BS, you know? I don't know why that's popping into my head. Being like, okay, yeah, you messed up. Okay, yeah, you said something you shouldn't have. You did something you shouldn't have. Okay, that's too bad. Let's figure out if we can fix it. Let's figure out how to move forward and just move on. You know, I think you could use some of that. A little less emotion and a little more logic. Besides all of that, I think, again, I do want you to keep in mind this Nine of Pentacles, that these changes are happening. This is a general reading and nothing in here is really telling me what those changes are, but I do know that whatever it is you're looking for and you're working towards, there definitely is this shift. That shift is happening to get to this. These are all, like I said before, I'm just reminding you, all of this stuff is stuff that can just help you really push through to that, right? Instead of just walking there, you're going to run there. You know what I'm saying? If you can keep these things in mind, again, especially with this King of Swords. Okay. Well, I'm wishing you a lot of luck. It looks like I'm giving you a lot of homework, but really, at the end of the day, I think your spirit guide just wants you to know that you can be a little kinder to yourself. You do not need to be so harsh with yourself. Things are in motion. Things are always in motion. Whatever it is that you're looking for, it will come when it's the right time. And yours is certainly on the way. The universe is certainly working to get it done. We just also have to do that spiritual growth in order to get those things. And this is the spiritual growth that you can focus on for now. So I'm wishing you lots of luck. I believe in you. Of course I believe in you. If you have any questions about this, or if you'd like any of the part of this clarified, please let me know. You can leave a comment or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. The best place to reach out to me is on my TikTok at The Witch of Jasmine. You can also find me on Instagram at The Witch of Jasmine. I don't like Instagram, but I opened up an account. It's very small, but it's there. If that's more accessible for you, feel free to reach me out on there. Also, very important, very exciting, I just hit 200 subscribers, which I'm super excited about. We grew so much in the last month, which I think is super freaking cool, and I'm so grateful for everybody here. So when I hit 100 subscribers, I did a free tarot reading giveaway, and I'm doing another one. So I have details about that in the description. You just have to subscribe and fill out a little Google form. So subscribe to here and maybe I'll give you a free personal reading. I don't know. We'll see. I'm super excited though. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for subscribing. Oh my gosh. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye. Hello. All right, we are moving on to a leg up. Here, let's look at this one more time. With the little polar bears, that is so cute. Look how cute they are. All right, let's shuffle our cards. And as I'm shuffling, I invite you to take some deep breaths to ground yourself. Center yourself while we find out what your spirit guide has to tell you today. Oh, there we go. You might notice I do have a bit of a different setup yet again. I've been making some little tweaks to our setup, and I have more to come, but that's a surprise. But yeah, it's nice. I'm actually filming from this side instead of this side for like the first time. Oh. I was about to say I'm really excited for that, but it looks like the cards are really excited too. Okay, wow, those shadow cards really popped out. Clearly we've got some shadow work for you to do. Let's find out what that is. All right, so for our tarot cards we have Page of Cups reversed, Six of Wands upright, Eight of Cups, Five of Cups, Knight of Wands reversed, and another Six of Wands. What is this? Is this all wands and cups? Wow. Interesting. So we'll start with the Oracle card. As you can see, we have this little polar bear who's getting help from the mother bear, right? The mother bear is gonna carry her around on her back. So that's what a leg up is all about. It's all about getting help. So, I mean, when this card comes up, it more so has a nuance of like you will be receiving help, not necessarily like it's time for you to go and look for help. But with that, I will say if there is anybody in your life who is offering you help of any kind, now's a really good time to take that. Even if it's hard for you, now's a good time to learn how to embrace that and how to accept help from other people. And a lot of this looks pretty emotional. I think this is all very emotion-based. We've got this Five of Cups below Page of Cups reversed. Oh, and I guess I should say too, Cups is all about emotions. It's associated with the water element, so that's very much about your emotions, feelings, inner world, etc. Five of Cups is about grief. It's actually a very heavy card to come up. I mean, I'm assuming, again, this is a general reading, so the timeline, you know, you can place yourself wherever, but I'm guessing this is something that you're grieving, and that grief has caused you to become this Page of Cups reversed, which is very apathetic. It's somebody who has become very immature, somebody who's become maybe very emotionally vulnerable, or, you know, has a hard time accepting things. So I think this grief has maybe brought out this side of you. And of course, when I say grief, I do mean that in a pretty broad sense, not necessarily just about when it comes to like death. That could be grieving, you know, a situation that you had to move on from, like a job or a relationship. Of course, it could mean a literal grief from death, but any kind of grief like that. But also when we see Page of Cups reversed, that's definitely a big sign to me that some inner child work needs to be done. The inner child is feeling neglected. But I think it's very interesting we have this Six of Wands above the Knight of Wands reversed. And yeah, especially considering he's looking at this Page of Cups reversed. I think on the outside it looks like you have moved on from this grief pretty well. I mean, maybe people around you are like, oh wow, you know, you did such a good job of moving on from that heartbreak. I wish I could have done as well as you, right? Because that's what Six of Wands is about. It's about being publicly appreciated or getting very public, you know, recognition for something that you've done. But we've got, I mean, on the inside though, we've got this Knight of Wands reversed. And Knight of Wands reversed, I mean, Knight of Wands reversed is somebody who is reckless, who is just fighting for whatever it is that he wants and not looking around at what's really going on, right? So maybe that's kind of how you feel with this going forward, is like, whatever emotions come up, throw them away, getting very defensive, but also offensive at the same time in terms of like being on the offense of like just getting through and pushing through to whatever it is you need to do. So I think maybe the ugly side of that you're definitely feeling, but just on the outside you look pretty good, like you're, getting through it all pretty well. So then, yeah, but in order to get to the Six of Wands, to really actually be feeling that, what other people are perceiving you to be feeling, I mean, it's the Eight of Cups, which is hard to say, but Eight of Cups is all about moving on from that grief, about really leaving behind the past, which I think is what you're struggling to do. I mean, clearly it's possible. You certainly can do that, but maybe there's just a part of you that's holding on to that. Maybe there's some part of you that's like, maybe that you're not super conscious of, but if it's like an ex, kind of like hoping that, maybe they'll just like text you back, or maybe you're trying to text them back, or if it's like some situation you've moved on from, maybe there's some part of you that's still just like mentally stuck there, reminiscing on it too much, missing it too much, thinking about it too much. Like it's your spirit guide is telling you it's time to really put that in the past and move on, right? And I mean, certainly, again, with the Oracle card, if you're new to my readings, this is the main overall message of the reading, is this is the main takeaway from the reading. So in this case, like I said, getting help from others, asking for help, receiving help, accepting help, which might mean being honest about how you're feeling. And that's not always easy, especially if there is this part of you that's really fighting that, and wants to just continue looking like you're doing okay, like you're not still stuck, like you're not still grieving, like there isn't this part of you that's feeling, I don't want to sound rude, but feeling like damaged from it, So let's pull another card and ask, how can we help this? What can we do in order to move on? What's something, besides help, asking for help, what's something you can keep in the back of your head to really move on from this thing? Oh, there's two. Okay. Oh, let me move these over. All right, so we've got the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, this is kind of a tough love approach here. But the Wheel of Fortune is a reminder that things are always turning. Things are always changing. The wheel is an old pagan symbol for how things are always evolving, how life has its ups and downs, right? The wheel is always turning up and down and up and down and up and down. So I think it's kind of a harsh reminder that yes, what you're going through is painful, but it's important that you leave it at this bottom part here, right? It happened. We had this horrible low. And in order for you to move on, to get back up to that high, you need to leave the low at the low, because it's temporary. It always is. Every low is temporary, just like every high is temporary. And especially with the Wheel of Fortune, it tells us that that's just how life is for everyone. It is a rule for every single life that things will be bad and then they'll be good again. And then they'll be bad again and then they'll be good again. And there's no point in fighting it, right? And if we are going into this upswing, like the Wheel of Fortune is, we have it upright, that's also what it means, that we're going towards an upswing again. In order to really get that and be able to move on and be able to, you know, really feel like you're healing and all of that stuff, you need to leave the past behind. Because what else are you going to do, you know? And same with this Three of Wands. It's also telling you, this isn't super, not what I expected as an answer, but it's also telling you that these things that you're trying to start, I mean, maybe that's where this frustration has come to. Oh, well, okay, I'll say Three of Wands reversed. You know, the way I like to describe it is like, imagine you're like getting in the car and you're like ready to go somewhere, you gotta go somewhere. And then you're like, oh, wait, I forgot this. Let me go grab this. And you get back in the car and then you turn your key and then you're like, oh, wait, the tire. Okay, I gotta fix the tire. Hold on, it's too low. And then you go fix the tire. And then you get back in the car and then you try to turn the key again. And then it's like, oh, wait, no, I forgot. I gotta do this. And it's like every time you try to start going, there's just some obstacle. There's just some blockage, right? Whatever goal you're trying to move towards right now, it just feels like there's always something that's stopping it. It's this. It's all of this in your case. That's what this Three of Wands reverse is telling me. That, again, once you resolve all of this, these blockages that you're feeling for this upswing to really happen, to get that going again. And again, I think really what we're looking at is getting help from others, loved ones, people you love and trust for sure. I'm really sorry you're going through this. And I know everything I'm saying is so much easier said than done. But, you know, this is the message that you needed to hear. So I'm rooting for you. I'm always rooting for you. I believe in you. If you have any questions about this, or if you'd like any part of this clarified, please let me know. You can leave a comment or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. The best place to reach out to me is on my TikTok at The Witch of Jasmine. You can also reach out to me on Instagram at The Witch of Jasmine. I have a very small account on there. I really don't like Instagram, but I have it open just in case that's the most accessible place for you. Feel free to reach out to me on there. Also, on a more positive note, sorry to switch up on you, but I should let you know, I just reached 200 subscribers on here, which I am so excited about. Thank you so much for all of your support. I really, really appreciate it. It makes me so excited. So I hit 100 subscribers last month, and I did a free tarot reading giveaway. So I am doing the same thing again. If you're interested in getting a private, personal 30-minute reading from me, please take a look in the comments for information on that. It'll be the same thing that I did before. You just have to be subscribed and fill out a Google Doc, and yeah, you'll be entered in my little giveaway. So again, thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. I have so much, I mean, even with these really depressing readings, I have so much fun doing them. I'm so happy that I'm here. I'm so happy you are here. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye. Hello. All right, we are moving on to flexible. There we go. Let's get our cards, shuffle them out. And as I'm shuffling, I invite you to take some deep breaths to get nice and comfy. Center yourself. We find out what message your spirit guide has for you. I've never done one of these readings publicly, like on my YouTube channel, so I'm very curious how this will go. Oh, don't look. It ruined the surprise. That's okay. Also, you may notice that I have a whole new setup. I'm so excited. I've been meaning to do a new setup for a long time, and I even have some new things coming. So be ready. They're coming in a few days. I'm so excited. Oh my god, these cards are a little slow. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I called you slow. Okay. Got a whole bunch of cards coming out. All right. Okay. I didn't mean that as an insult. I was just saying. Okay. Anyway. Let's do that one. Yeah, I've just been making a bunch of little tweaks to my channel. These cards are being erratic. Wow. Interesting. Okay. So I hope you like them. But it's because we've been growing like crazy, but we'll talk about that more at the end of this reading. For now, let's dive in. We've got King of Swords, as you saw. Seven of Swords reversed. Four of Wands reversed. The Wheel. The Tower reversed. And Nine of Swords. Okay, and then we will flip these ones over whenever I feel like it's time to flip them over. So, yeah, starting off here, I mean, actually, no, we'll start with the Oracle card. So this card is really interesting in the fact that it is so hard for me to really describe it. So I'm actually going to read you a little bit of what it says in the little book so you can get a good idea, because it just puts it perfectly, better than I can. So it says, a tree's roots are solidly planted in the ground, yet its branches can bend in a hurricane, whereas a rigid structure like a building would come crashing down. Consider how the tree remains supple and secure when everything around it may be in shambles. This is how you need to be now, willing to learn new things, teachable, malleable, yet firmly grounded in who you are. So, yeah, starting off here, it looks like you're doing a very good job of that. King of Swords is somebody who is he's an intellectual. He's very smart, very logical. He's very good at making difficult decisions, you know, the one that's not that popular or not that fun, but is the right decision at the end of the day. He's very good with that because he has this understanding of the wheel. So the wheel is an old pagan symbol for the ups and downs of life. So, you know, when the wheel is up, things are good. When it's down, things are not so good. Those are the difficult times. But the point is that the wheel is always turning, no matter what, this wheel of life. So King of Swords knows, you know, that during those good times, it's important to be grateful for them and embrace them. But during those low times, those are just as temporary, you know, they're difficult and it takes a lot of strength to get through them. But at some point, they will go away and we'll be back to a high. And especially remembering that this is a symbol for everyone in life, or not, this is a rule for everyone in life. This is just how life works. There are always ups and downs. And no matter what you do, there will always be ups and downs because there's no stopping it. Because otherwise you'd be just trying to stop the universe and there's no point in trying to do that, right? So, all that to say, off to a good start. It looks like you are generally very good at all of this. I think you have a very good understanding of that. And I think that is what you need to keep as we go into all of this. So, the Tower, reversed is, if you're familiar with the story of the Tower, it's a pretty infamous card. Essentially, the symbolism here is a tower that was built on very shaky foundations. So this tower is ready to crumble down at any moment. And at some point, the tower just, after little cracks and little things, all of a sudden the tower crashes to the ground. And that's, represents just crazy, possibly life-changing things happening in your life. But the tower is all about rebuilding it, right? Letting that faulty, shaky tower crash so you can build something better. Having it reversed tells me that that there is some sort of tower that needs to be crashed, some sort of thing that needs to happen that you are not wanting to happen. You might be kind of taping up the tower, trying to glue this stuff together, but it's not going to work, right? At some point, the tower has to crash because it will ultimately be for the best. And the Seven of Swords also really suggests that too. Seven of Swords is all about being sneaky and deceptive and tricking and all of that kind of stuff. So reversing it is kind of like seeing things for what they are, taking a deep, honest look at yourself and being like, yeah, this isn't working. I need to own up to what I've been doing. I need to, look at reality. I need to face what is happening. I need to be honest. And I think, I don't mean to scare you with the tower. I mean, I usually think of it as like a big thing happening, but it is whatever it is to you, just something that needs to happen that's not easy and not fun, but is ultimately what will be best for you, for sure. Now that I think about it, that's totally what the cards were doing. That's so funny when that happens. Yeah, I mean, it's trying, and then all of a sudden, whoosh, it'll happen, right? So be careful. I think the tower is going to come down at any time, but turning over a new leaf like this, you can have a little more control over it and have more control over how it crashes, or at least when, or at least prepare yourself, I think, here we've got this Nine of Swords. We've got this Nine of Swords, which is all about fear and anxiety. So, I think what you're scared of is this Four of Wands reverse, which is about a lack of stability within the home, or maybe just community in general. Maybe this has to do with family or just loved ones, and you're very scared of dealing with that, causing them pain or them getting mad at you or whatever the case is, which fair enough. But yeah, this reading is telling you, and we'll turn these over in a second, it's the right thing to do for sure. More importantly, what I really like about this reading, of course, what your spirit guide is trying to tell you, that I think you've been doing a lot of shadow work. I really, really think so. I know I just said that you have some shadow work to do, but I think you've been doing a lot of it already. You already have these cards looking good, I think it's just, and again, with the Seven of Swords reversed, that's turning over a new leaf. I think this is you kind of doing the difficult stuff that you need to do because you've been doing the shadow work, because you've been working on yourself. And I love to see that. I'll be honest, I do not see that very often with my readings. So that's making me very excited. Big congratulations on that. So let's turn these over. We've got Eight of Cups reversed and Two of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, so Eight of Cups reversed. Funny enough, I actually definitely feel in this reading, this is telling me that I want to be careful when I say this, but that card tells me that I don't think this is too destructive. I think for at least most of you, this is just going to be more of a bump in a road and less of a, this is destroying everything, you know? I know you're scared of this happening, but I mean, because 8 of Cups is all about like moving on, leaving behind something. So having it reversed, I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think you need to worry about like your whole life being destroyed or, you know, anybody leaving you necessarily. Again, I also don't know the situation, so I am just speaking generally to my general audience. I don't think that's going to happen. But whatever the case with this 2 of Pentacles, that's all about balance. I think whatever happens is going to be fair. And ultimately, in the end, it's going to be equal on both sides. It's going to be fair on both sides, right? Meaning, I don't know, for example, if you like went to your boss and said like, hey, I'm just making something up, but you know, that day that I told you I was sick, actually I wasn't sick. I just didn't want to come here. So just thought you should know. And your boss is like, what is wrong with you? You are fired. You are the worst employee I've ever seen. Like, it's not going to be an overreaction like that. I think whatever it is that happened, on the other side, it's not going to be like a, wow, I really should have just kept my mouth shut. This turned out way worse. It's going to kind of balance itself out, you know? So, and again, for most of you, I don't think it's going to be super destructive. And certainly, at the very least, whatever comes of it, you will end up on the other side much better. That's what the Tower tells us. The Tower is scary, but it is also very relieving. Trust me. These cards are very, I don't even know how to describe the energy I'm getting from these. Very, very tough love, but very encouraging. I feel like I just went to like a nice grandma and was like, and they just told me exactly what I needed to hear. And it's not what I wanted to hear, but I'm also coming out of it feeling so much better. So maybe that describes your spirit guide, because that's how I feel right now. But I think it's very nice. But yeah, I really want to emphasize with all of this, I know that this is you're gonna come out the other side much better. And again, I really want to congratulate. I'm not kidding when I say that I don't see this kind of stuff very often. I think you've already done so much shadow work to be able to get to this. So I think this is just another step in that spiritual growth. Again, I'll say it one more time. I know you can come out the other side better. I believe in you, and I'm wishing you all the best with this. But if you have any questions, please let me know. You can leave a comment, or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. The best place to reach out is on my TikTok at The Witch of Jasmine. I do also have an Instagram account at The Witch of Jasmine. It is very small because I do not like Instagram, and I'm just not putting any effort into it right now. However, I have it there in case that's where you'd like to reach me. If that's the most accessible place for you, go right ahead. You can find me on there. Also, I just reached 200 subscribers, which I am so excited about. I am so grateful. Thank you so much, every single one of you. I see every time the little subscriber count goes up, I see every single one, and it always makes me smile. It always makes me so happy. So I'm so grateful for you guys. And to show my appreciation, I am doing a free 30-minute tarot giveaway. I did one at 100 subscribers, which was so awesome. I'm so excited to do it again. If you'd like to join my giveaway, you can go into the description of this video. I have a link to the Google Doc where you just have to fill it out and be subscribed to me as well. I also have a link to the video of the last one it'll be the exact same. So if you just want more information, please take a look at that. It's only 2 minutes. I made it short and sweet. But again, I just want to take an extra minute to say thank you so much for being here. I am so happy to have you guys here. I'm so grateful that you're here, and I'm so grateful that I get to do this. I have so much fun doing it, and okay, I'll stop there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye. Hello. Oh my gosh. I want to look at this one again. It's so cute. We got a little elephant and a rainbow. I love this card. It actually might be my favorite card in the deck. And I almost said that when, oops, wrong deck. I almost said that when I was shuffling them out. I was almost like, oh, this one's my favorite. But then I was like, no, don't tell them that. But I'll tell you now, it's my favorite one in the deck. But we'll get into why for now. Okay, pretend. Oh my god, this is the same thing that happened with the other one. Jeez. Okay, what I was trying to say as I'm shuffling out these cards, I invite you to take some deep breaths. Ground yourself, center yourself, get nice and comfy. I have a whole new setup today. Well, not whole new, but made some nice tweaks. For these readings, it's 2. I've been making a lot of little tweaks to my channel recently, which has been really fun, and I have one more big tweak coming up, but that's a surprise. You'll see very soon, a few days, they'll come in. Oh, there we go. But it's nice at the very least for all my other videos, I've always filmed from this side. Now I'm finally filming from this side. It's so fun. I like being on this side better. Alright, anyway, enough about me. Let's get into your reading. So we've got 5 of Pentacles, Justice, Page of Pentacles, 9 of Swords, 7 of Cups, and Queen of Wands. Oh, nice. All right, and then we will turn this one over whenever I feel like it's time to flip it over. Okay, so I'm about to tell you why I love this card so much. Milk and honey. It's all about being in a time of abundance, about being just, being in a high in life and enjoying it, knowing that these things are very temporary, that at some point things might get bad again, things might get difficult again, but what you've got coming for you is definitely a nice upswing. It encourages you to just be, the Oracle deck describes it as being in the land of milk and honey. I've never heard of that expression, so if that's a well-known expression and you know what that means, that's what it means. I've just never heard that until I started using this deck. So just be this little elephant enjoying this little bowl of milk and honey with a rainbow, And we also have this face in the sky, right? Like a spirit guide who's just kind of looking over you and just feeling very proud of how far you've come. So, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I love when I do happy readings like this. I don't do a lot of them. So anyway, let's talk about it. So starting off, we've got this 5 of Pentacles above the 9 of Swords. Oh, and I'll also mention some of my readings are chronological, some of them are not, but this one definitely is. So we've got this, then this, then this. And then, of course, since this is a general reading, you can just place yourself wherever you're at in this timeline. So anyway, 5 of Pentacles is about being in a time of need. you know, it's Pentacles. Pentacles is associated with the earth element. So we're talking about like material things. So, you know, being in need of money or resources, food, maybe needing a place to stay, like being in need like that. And we have this Nine of Swords below, which is all about anxiety and fear. I mean, definitely what's sticking out to me right now with this card is, you know, how he's looking in the mirror, which, okay, I'm going to show you this up close. It's kind of scary. So if you don't like scary things, just look away for a minute. But how he's just looking in the mirror and seeing himself as this like scary monster, right? The monster isn't anyone else. It's him. So yeah, that's really jumping out at me right now. This feeling of like blaming yourself for being in need. Feeling like you're not good enough, feeling like you're the problem, you got yourself in this situation, which certainly could be true. But so then over here, moving on, we got the Seven of Cups below Justice, which, you know, Seven of Cups, specifically in this Dark Grimoire Tarot deck, this card is all about things moving and changing dynamically, which in this case with cups, that's all about emotions, is associated with the water element. So it's all about emotions, your inner world, things like that. So I think, I mean, with all of this, definitely just taking that time to, you know, like we've got this little person here who's kind of just like chilling under a tree and looking at all of this, right? That represents your aspirations, the things you know, your dreams, what you want to come true. So I think just taking this time to really sit, be honest with yourself, kind of contemplate that. Not necessarily in a hermit kind of way, like not necessarily needing to isolate, but just at least like, you know, really taking that time for yourself. That's how we can start to turn things around, right? Until we get to this place. So with that Justice card above that, I think that's a reminder. Part of what you're contemplating right here is justice. Understanding that, ooh, and I really want to be careful how I say this, so bear with me for a second, that if you work hard, you will get rewarded, right? If you work hard, you will get the things that you want. That being said, I also never, ever, ever in my readings want to come across as being like, oh, you just got to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. If something bad happens, it's your fault. You did something wrong. I never mean it like that. It's more like, even if you don't get the outcome that you wanted, because life is life, right? We don't always get what we want, even when we work hard for some things. Sometimes they don't happen, right? Even if you put in all of this hard work and the outcome that you wanted doesn't happen, justice is about understanding that you will still get rewarded in one way or another, even if it's not how you intended. Even if that's just in, you know, just with spiritual growth, it's still always worth it. There is always, you know, if you put in time and effort into working through something, you will always in some way, at some point, even if it's hard to see, be rewarded for that. So with that in mind, that tells us that it's important to at least try, right? Here we're scared. We think, you know, you're looking in the mirror and saying, I'm the problem, right? There's something wrong with me. I messed up. I'm not good enough, all of that. So I think this reflection period is about at least giving yourself the chance to try, you know, instead of just jumping at this fear. Because, I mean, if you're in need, Sometimes we just need to get to that place where we need to grow before we actually do. Sometimes, you know, not necessarily like hitting rock bottom, but just being at a point where you're like, yeah, I need money. As much as I feel like it's impossible for me to find a job that I want, and this is just an example, I'm just throwing an example out there. As much as it's hard for me to feel good enough to get the job that I want, and that's stopping me, you know, from pursuing it, or, you know, as much as whatever negative thoughts you're having, sometimes you get to a point where it's like, all right, I don't even have time to overthink this. I don't really have time to be scared. These bills need to get paid and I need to do something, you know? Again, I also want to say I understand life is life. I don't mean to oversimplify things. I'm just telling you what the cards are telling me. What I can tell you is we have this nice bit over here, this Page of Pentacles over the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is somebody who is she's a master at working for the things she wants, right? Wands is that fiery energy, that passion, and that creativity to pull herself out of this. She's a hard worker. She's very diligent. She does the difficult stuff even when she's not totally up for it, right? But in a very balanced way. That doesn't mean she neglects how she feels. You know, she's still taking care of herself and her needs and her mental health and all of that. But she's just very good at balancing the two and really pushing herself towards achieving what it is she wants. And Page of Pentacles is such a nice card to have with that, I think, because Page of Pentacles is so dreamy. It's so curious about the world. I mean, I picture I always describe the page cards as being childlike, but in a good way, not in an immature way. But I just imagine like a child just like looking at the world and just being like, oh, I want to try that, and I want to go there, and I want to be this when I grow up, and I want to do that. And, you know, just like seeing all of these things and being like, wow, maybe I could do that, you know? So I think through this, that's how we turn this into this, right? Let's go ahead and turn over this card. 10 of Pentacles reversed. Okay. So, that makes sense. So I think the reason why we're feeling all of this is because of this 10 of Pentacles reversed. 10 of Pentacles reversed is all about broken dreams. I mean, 10 of Pentacles is like the happily ever after. So having it reversed, it's like, I think a big reason why you're feeling this is because you have tried to get something before. You have tried to, you know, maybe there was a long-term relationship that ended, or just some kind of goal that you had that ended, or ended in one way or another. And there's just a part of you that's feeling like, I can't do it. It didn't work out for me before. Maybe 3, 4, 5 things didn't work out for me before. Why would this work out? And that is a frustrating feeling. I absolutely understand that. So we're going to pull one more card. And we'll ask those spirit guides, what can we tell ourselves? Or, well, you. What can you tell yourself to relieve this fear of this happening again? Because I can give you advice, but I think we'll ask tarot first. We'll ask the spirit guides first. What can we keep in mind when we're feeling this way? Imagine this over here. When we're feeling that way, what can we tell ourselves besides this? Specifically about that. That's what I mean. All right, 4 of Cups reversed. All right, they're telling you that what you're feeling with this is apathy, feeling apathetic. You know, when it's reversed, it's just about accepting it. And I mean, this sounds very just like straightforward. It's about just choosing to be hopeful, choosing to feel happiness and positivity, because what else are you going to do? That's kind of it, you know? You know, it's like, yes, those things happened, but you can choose to let that, you know, bother you, or you can just move forward. And that doesn't necessarily mean just completely ignoring that, you know? Of course, when things don't work out, that's when we can get feedback and find a way to move forward. But Four of Cups reversed, that's definitely a very mental thing. Again, kind of just going back to this, just taking that time to do some shadow work, do some thinking, and ultimately just choose to channel this kind of energy. Because you've got milk and honey to look forward to. I love that card. If you have any questions about this, or if you'd like any part of this clarified, please let me know. You can leave a comment, or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. The best place to reach out to me is on my TikTok at The Witch of Jasmine. You can also find me on Instagram, also at The Witch of Jasmine. It's a very small account. I have not put much effort into it because I don't like Instagram, to be honest. But I have it open purely so that if that's just the most accessible place for you to reach out to me, feel free to find me on there. And one more thing before we go. I have very recently hit 200 subscribers, so I really want to thank you for that. I am so excited. I doubled my subscribers in a month, which is very nice. Very exciting for me. I'm so thankful that you're here. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. So to show my gratitude, I am doing a free tarot reading giveaway. I did one at 100 subscribers and I absolutely loved it, so I'm so excited to do it again. If you're interested in entering my giveaway, all you have to do is be subscribed, and I have a little Google Doc to fill out for the giveaway in my description. You can find it on there. It's super simple, super easy. It'll take you like 30 seconds. But that's how you enter. I also have a little video down there. I made one when I hit 100 subscribers, so I figured it's the same thing. So you can go back and watch that for details about it. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you so much. I am so grateful to have you guys and be building this little thing up. I feel so lucky that I'm able to do this for you guys, especially when we have nice readings like this. It makes me very happy to do it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye!